My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Cable Guy. Now, when you're talking about the best Jim Carrey movies, everybody mentions Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Truman Show, The Mask, Loyal, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, but nobody ever brings this movie up, and they really should. And I think it hasn't garnered as much love due to the fact it's labeled as a comedy and it's just not that funny. If there was anybody else in this movie instead of Jim Carrey, I promise you, it would be labeled as a thriller. Because that's what this movie feels like. It's a very dark, psychologically disturbing thriller. And it's a highly effective movie at that. If you don't know what this movie is about, it's about Matthew Broderick, who hires a cable guy, and he just becomes way too needy and clingy in his life and starts to turn it upside down. And you just feel so hopeless for the main character, especially in the second half. And it just has this element where you do come across your plumbers and your electricians and your cable guys all the time. And what if one of them was deeply psychologically disturbed? And they took your kindness as way more than it actually is. Like, that's a terrifying idea, and I think this movie explores it incredibly well. There was this one movie that came out last year that I hated called Speak No Evil. I think it's a Danish horror film. But anyways, it's about this family who's talking to another family, and the other family is so clearly messed up, and they take advantage of the nice family, and they keep being nice up to just an absurd ending that I hated. And I actually think this movie does everything that movie tries to do, but much better. Like, just how far are you willing to go to be nice? To be not put in an awkward situation? And just how those people can be easily manipulated. I think it's a really smart script, and it's incredibly well directed by Ben Stiller. There's also this background story with him as an actor. His character is named Sam Sweet. I thought it was a wonderful addition to this movie, and this entire cast does a really great job. Matthew Broderick, between this, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Election, he is just such a great actor, and he really does excel in this type of role. He plays the straight man so perfectly, and he's easy to sympathize with. You've also got Leslie Mann, who I'm not sure has ever looked as good as she does here. She's very cute, and she gives a really good performance as well. You also got Jack Black, and he's not in this movie much. I would have liked a little bit more of him, but he's great in the short time he's in it. And you've got yourself a bunch of big name actors just in it for a few seconds, like Owen Wilson, David Cross, Bob Odenkirk is in it for one scene. But then we get to Jim Carrey. And I think he's great for the most part here. He adds tension to this movie. He plays the uncomfortable beats incredibly well. He plays the manipulative psychopath perfectly. So kudos to him. It's definitely a Gantz type performance for him. I do wish he played up the sad side of this character a bit more. Like, he's this guy who was just raised on TV pretty much. So his idea of life is all these big gestures and treating women like you're an asshole. And he just has no concept of real human connection. And I wish they played all of that up a bit more. It would have added some new layers to this movie. But what we got is still highly effective. It's a really great psychological thriller. And yes, that's what I'm labeling this movie as. Matthew Broderick and Jim Carrey both give great performances. It's very well directed, and it deserves more love. So I'm going to go ahead and give The Cable Guy an 8 out of 10. Okay, have you seen The Cable Guy? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.